Conyers said essentially why we're all here. It is potentially to force some of our colleagues to acknowledge their hypocrisy in this issue. That at one point everything has to be offset, we must deal with the debt, we must deal with the deficit, and here we are prolonging a war that most of the American people oppose and not paying for it. And that's the essential hypocrisy. We are required to offset anything for education. We're required to offset anything for jobs. And now this war is going reaching $280 billion of American taxpayers, all under an emergency supplemental category, which doesn't require offset or payroll. Vietnam, from the time of the Tonkin Resolution to the end of that conflict and that war in Vietnam, 103 months. We're at our 104th month in Afghanistan right now, and with no end in sight. So, the people that have been going around that the sky is falling because of the debt and the deficit, we're asking them to put up. To acknowledge that this war has to be paid for, and it shouldn't come off the backs of programs, social programs like Social Security, health, education, things that the American people need and want, that it should come as an offset on the war itself. And more importantly, if they're serious, then let's follow Opie's example and his suggestion that this would be the first, that we have a war tax, and let the hawks, the fiscal hawks in Congress say, yes, we're going to pay for this war, and we're going to do a war tax. That probably will never happen. But that again points to the hypocrisy. Congressman Tierney just issued that report where tens of millions of dollars are going toward warlords, criminal infrastructure in Afghanistan. Again, another example of a disintegrating situation with no end in sight. The vote today is about a war that needs to end, and it is also about a fiscal policy and the hypocrisy attached to that fiscal policy that we hope many of our colleagues come to the conclusion that if you're going to be strict about debt and deficit, then you need to be consistent, and they will join with us in opposing this Afghan supplemental for the war. Thank you.